Fantastic Four: First Steps is set to release tomorrow. This will mark the first Fantastic Four movie since the 2015 disaster, and the first Fantastic Four movie that is canon in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This film kicks off Phase 6 in the MCU, and it's already predicted to earn $120 million in its opening weekend. But we also thought the same about the Superman movie, which tremendously exceeded these expectations. So maybe the Fantastic Four will be able to do the same. But Marvel's future is riding on if this film is done right. And maybe they will, because arguably this has been Marvel's best year for movies since the Endgame run. And although Thunderbolts ended up underperforming at the box office, it's not because the movie was bad, it's because Marvel's fans doesn't trust them. Maybe within these couple months, Marvel could have changed their minds and be able to pull their fans in for a box office release, especially for the Fantastic Four. Early reactions to the movie have been exciting and positive, with many fans happy about the film's faithfulness to the comics and its unique retro-futuristic aesthetic. This means Marvel may have just got it right with this project. But just in case they did or didn't, in this video I'm going to discuss how the Fantastic Four can save Marvel. But before I can talk about how the Fantastic Four could save the MCU, I'm going to put emphasis on what they need saving from.
Take us through how you defeated Galactus. How we did.
We didn't.
Not yet. Not yet, we didn't.
He asked too high a price.
Well, what does he want?
What did he ask?
He asked for our child.
John, answer this!
Over the last few years, especially from 2020 to now, the MCU has been in a really weird spot with the franchise. They've had some incredible projects that really stuck with their audience, like No Way Home, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and Moon Knight. But there's also been a lot of underwhelming content that fans likely haven't forgotten. The excitement that surrounded every single Marvel release during the Infinity Saga just isn't there anymore. It's not just about the box office numbers, but those do tell a story too. For example, the Marvels underperformed. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania had a huge decrease in sales after its opening weekend. And even Thunderbolts was a considerable decline, which many people actually liked, but it just wasn't enough to fill seats in theaters. The bigger issue is trust. A lot of longtime Marvel fans feel like the studio has been chasing quantity over quality. There's too many projects, too many characters, and somehow too much setup for the next main event, but not enough at the exact same time. And look, I'm not saying Marvel's finished, and they're not doomed, but right now they need to present a valid reason for people to show up for them again, and not another movie to go see because Marvel's name is attached to it. And that's the challenge the Fantastic Four is currently facing. Something as small as last-minute reshoots have made some people question the film entirely. And that shows just how fragile Marvel's reputation is now, because it wasn't always like this, especially not during the past sagas. But there's a possibility that tomorrow, this could all change.
We can certainly celebrate them.
Thank you, Fantastic Four. Thank you.
Thank you, Fantastic Four!
Please welcome the Fantastic Four.
So why is this, the movie out of all the recent ones, the film that could reshape the MCU universe? The Fantastic Four isn't just a superhero team. They're Marvel's first family, an actual first team. And had Marvel had the rights, they probably would have been the blueprint of their universe as well. And overall, they're a big part of Marvel's legacy. And they're all very different from the characters that are currently in the MCU. Recently, the Cinematic Universe has been heavy and focused on the multiverse. And there have been some street-level stories, but not many. And there's also been several rushed setups. But the new Fantastic Four film seems to be offering something that feels nostalgic for Marvel. In the new film, it doesn't look like they're just trying to stop a regular bad guy or a big threat turned small to fit the conditions of the story. Early reactions from screenings and critics seems to back this assumption up. People are talking about how faithful this movie feels to the comics. Fans are excited about the retro-futuristic aesthetic, like a 1960s sci-fi vibe with updated visuals. This alone makes the film stand out from every other Marvel project we've seen lately. It is definitely something we've never seen before. And for a second, I want to talk about the cast and creative team. Because Marvel for sure knows they can't mess this movie up. They've put together a strong lineup of actors and filmmakers. So they understand this isn't just a hero launch. They are setting the tone for the entire future of Phase 6. If the film performs as necessary, both with fans and at the box office, the Fantastic Four could become exactly what Marvel needs. A team that feels fresh with a living legacy and can remind Marvel's core audience why they fell in love with the universe in the first place. Before I break down what Marvel needs to do going forward, we've got to look back at why the Fantastic Four has such a history, starting with the one most people remember, the 2015 Fantastic Four.
Say that again?
This movie is almost legendary for all the wrong reasons. Behind the scenes drama, consistent reshoots during filming and in post-production, and a story that felt dry, joyless, and completely disconnected from the comics. And not in a way that could possibly be lovable like Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. Fans didn't get a family as they expected. They instead got a gloomy, kinda sci-fi movie that didn't know what it wanted to be. It felt closer to the 2016 Suicide Squad film than a Fantastic Four movie. It bombed critically and financially. But even before this accidental approved mistake, there was the 2005 and 2007 Fantastic Four movies. Now these films may have not been perfect, but critics didn't rip them to shreds in the same way they did the 2015 project. These films are a little more different. Some fans have a soft spot for them because honestly, they leaned perfectly into an early 2000s superhero vibe. But to be real, they didn't exactly live up to the potential of the Fantastic Four either. The tone was all over the place. Doctor Doom was underrated and disappointing as a villain. And the cast definitely had chemistry, but the scripts didn't give them too much to work with. In simple terms, these films would have been received better if more time went into the scripts and production of the movies. But despite that, they were received well enough for there to be talks of a third film. After the 2007 Rise of the Silver Surfer, early rumors hinted at Galactus being shown as more than just a cloud. But because of studio decisions and rights issues, the project never happened. Instead, the franchise just stalled until Fox decided to reboot it in 2015, which we all know didn't go well. And if you really dig into the history of the team, there's a 1994 Fantastic Four movie that technically exists, but was never meant to be seen by the public. It was made solely so the studio could keep the film's rights. The budget was so low that it felt like a student project, with costumes that you'd find in a Halloween store. And the effects were unforgettable in the worst way imaginable. But funny enough, some fans actually love it because of how charmingly bad it is. All of these attempts have one thing in common. None of them capture what makes the Fantastic Four special, which is why there's so much pressure on a new film. This isn't just another reboot, this is Marvel's chance to finally do justice to their team. So now that I've talked about why the Fantastic Four could lead Marvel's way to success, I want to get a bit more specific on what exactly Marvel needs to do for this film to work, and not just work, but actually save their name. Number 1, they need to lean into the family dynamic. This isn't just a team of people with powers like the Avengers or the X-Men. Their dynamic is literally a family thrown together by a crazy situation. This mix of conflict is what makes the Fantastic Four stand out. If Marvel can successfully portray their relationship dynamics, and the way they have each other's backs no matter what, audiences are going to love this film off this alone, instantly. Number 2, embrace the wonder. The Fantastic Four aren't just about stopping villains, they are real explorers. They go to the negative zone. Reed has built universal devices, and they always dive into the unknown. We want to feel like we're stepping into a bigger, stranger universe right alongside them. We want Marvel to show us things we've never seen in the MCU before. Number 3, make them the narrative of Phase 6. Ever since Endgame, I think Marvel's been searching for that central team to build around. The Fantastic Four can be that foundation. Use them to weave together the cosmic side of the MCU, the multiversal stuff, and eventually the X-Men and Secret Wars storylines. But keep the focus on them first, and don't overload your audience with cameos and setups. Number 4, fix the tone and pacing. Marvel movies have been juggling too much lately. Jokes that undercut drama and plots that rush through emotional importance. With this film, they need to slow down and let us breathe with these characters. Let the humor come naturally, let the emotional moments land, and trust that the story will carry itself all the way through. Audiences will appreciate that much more than a forced storyline or misplaced jokes. Seriously, Thor: Love and Thunder was far from funny. That's how forced the script was. And number 5, deliver a villain who feels unforgettable. Whether it's Doctor Doom or Galactus, or someone else they're setting up, the villain needs to feel earned and terrifying. Fans want to see a threat that challenges the Fantastic Four on every level, not just another disposable CGI villain. If Marvel can hit these points of family, wonder, narrative focus, tone, and a great villain, then the Fantastic Four won't just be another sloppy entry in the franchise. They'll be a reminder of why people started showing up for Marvel movies in the first place. The Fantastic Four have a long history of misses on the big screen, but for the first time ever, they're stepping into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a place where, if done right, they can finally shine in the right light. If Marvel leans into who these characters really are, a family of explorers and a team built on discovery, then this film will be so much more than another failed reboot. It could be the one film that brings all their fans back. that rebuilds trust and that sets up a whole new era of stories, leading into Secret Wars, the X-Men, and more. Because the MCU doesn't need another big hit, they need a foundation to begin building on again. And the Fantastic Four, if done right, can be exactly that. If you made it this far in the video, you either agree with what I'm saying or you're preparing to write a hate comment. Either way, go ahead, like and subscribe so I can keep pointing out Marvel's mistakes and so you can keep commenting about how much you disagree. Until then, have a wonderful day.